All right, we are live. Fight Conversations, UFC Fight Night in Brazil. I am ready for this, man. I am ready. Right now, we got matchups starting on the prelims. I'll get you the names here in a minute. Hold on a second. This is taking place in Brazil with no fans, only UFC staff in attendance. Looks like we have Silva facing Dvorak. We're gonna have to get some more information on that, but let's watch this fight. Let's see how it goes down. They're in the middle right now. Both fighters exchanging leg kicks. What a weird situation, guys. This coronavirus is making it that we're watching fights with no audiences. What a weird situation. Welcome to the Fight family. We're here, Fight Conversations. We're watching UFC. If you're not watching, hello, yo. If you're not watching, we are on. And let's do it. Let's do it. Oh, man. What a fight. These guys are just circling around each other right now. Looks like Silva got the best of Dvorak. Oh, that was Dvorak. You know, this is what, the second fight on the card. I mean, we're not expecting a whole hell of a lot from this one, you know. It's just what it is. We're just not expecting a lot. About to be over here like this. Take these out. I don't even need that. Let's go. Let's do this. Let's do this. Fight Conversations. Yeah, so far both guys are just trading, and it's pretty much uneventful. A lot of feeling each other out, back and forth. It's just going down slow at this point. I expect that we're going to have a little bit of a different feel to these fights tonight. You know, I mean, when have we ever had fights without any crowd? You know, the roar of the crowd is a huge part of the fight game. It's crazy that this is even happening like this. Bullshit coronavirus. Fuck you. But at the end of the day, shout out. Definitely shout out to Dana White for this. Shout out to Dana White for keeping it going. He could have easily just canceled this out, but I think he saw a big opportunity, and he was right. This is a big opportunity for the UFC to go from ESPN Plus, which is just up against the cage. Silva's doing some work and they break. Yeah, it's just an opportunity for the UFC to go from ESPN Plus to the main stage. You know, this is the big show, ESPN. And March Madness without basketball of any kind, no hockey, no baseball. I mean, this is it. Everybody's watching this. If you like sports and you're tuned in to ESPN, you're watching Silva against Dvorak with no crowd in Brazil, UFC. And that's what we're watching here. You know, so far, both guys is just mixing it up. I don't really see an advantage. Maybe Dvorak, he looks like he's put a little bit more work in round one. Both guys still feeling in the feeling out process here 100%. If you jumped in the room, if you joined in, welcome to Fight Conversations. This is going to be a weird stream just because of the fact of what's going on these days with the coronavirus. So, I mean, realistically, bear with us. Let's watch these fights together. There's no reason why these fights shouldn't be good. We have 12 fights on the card. Dana put together a bunch of fights. I'm looking forward to the main event. I like Charles Oliveira. I think he's going to do his thing. We'll see how it happens. Right now it looks like there's a takedown by Silva, and he's got Dvorak up against the cage. He's got about 17 seconds to capitalize on it. He's trying to work, but I think this is going to be able to win the round for Silva to be able. I mean, it was pretty much even before that, in my opinion. Now he gets up, he's throwing some punches, he's teeing off a little bit. I'm going to have to give this round to Silva, but it was very close round. All right, so UFC. This is UFC in Brazil, fight night. The main event is Charles Oliveira and Kevin Lee. Both excellent fighters. We're in for a treat tonight, man. This is going to be good. I'm excited for this. We're going to cover all these fights. This is the second fight on the prelims. So there's 12 fights. So we're on fight number 2. So after this, we'll still have a 10 piece of fights to go. UFC in Brasilia. UFC in Brazil. So right now we're just in between. If you're in the room, jump in, say something in the comments. Let us know you're here. Let's do it. Let's talk fight family. Who's going to win? I know everybody that's a fight fan like me, we're all hoping that this coronavirus does not affect Khabib. Tony Ferguson canceled 4 times already. Canceling it the 5th time for an outside reason would be just terrible. Oh my God, that would be terrible. Yeah, absolutely. Fight conversations. That's what it is. And that's what we're having. And round 2 starts. Both guys in the middle of the ring facing off back and forth right now. A kick to the body from Silva. Tries to return one from Dvorak. These guys are pretty similar in their approach. They're both trying to maintain the center of the octagon right now. They're both using some kicks to keep distance. Dvorak is a little bit taller, so I'm guessing he's got the longer reach. He looks like he knows that he was bested at the end of the first round, and he's coming out strong. He looks like he's coming to attack. Silva is maintaining, though. Silva is maintaining. So far, we got a good fight going on right here. I like the looks of this. But I mean, realistically, the bottom of the prelims is not expected to be so crazy. So, so far we have a fight. 2 guys. Basically, this is like a warm up for tonight's event. The first fight was 2 female fighters. I wasn't able to see that one. I just got into the studio now. So this is what we're dealing with. This is what we got going. It's a beautiful thing. I'm excited about it. And let's get it going, man. Fight conversations, UFC in Brazil. It's a beautiful thing. Let's go. Brand, color, blah. Blah. It is what it is. What can you do? Blah. Yeah, so both these guys are just trading. It's going back and forth. I mean, so far this fight is a slow one, and it makes sense. It's early in the card. We're still in the prelims. I mean, what do you expect? It is what it is. So we're out here. We're doing fight conversations. We're trying to get the vibe here. UFC in Brazil. I'm Lex Las Vegas. Hopefully Trez Mala can join us here shortly. I think he's setting up. We're going to be doing it the same way we did UFC 248. We're going to be pausing the stream in between fights. So this is just the first one. We're just getting going. You know how it is. If you're in the fight family, this is what we do. We like to watch fights. The coronavirus has shut down March Madness, has shut down the NCAA tournament. Wow, look at that. Another takedown. But Dvorak working hard and looks like he's going to turn this one around to his own. And they're both fighting for who's going to get this takedown. And it looks like Dvorak's going to get this one. So, yeah, he knew he had to come out stronger in this round, 100%. And he's doing it. It's looking good. If you're out there, if you're in the room, say something. Let us know who you're going for in this main event. Who do you like? You like Charles Oliveira? Or are you more feeling Kevin Lee? Kevin Lee had that head kick knockout recently. Oliveira's on a win streak. I think we're in for a good fight tonight. I'm excited about it. I mean, this is the only March Madness we got besides this virus. So let's tune in. Let's get it going. You know, if you're in the building, shout us out. Fight Conversations. You know how we do this. So right now it looks like Silva's on his back and Dvorak's going to work. It makes sense. Like I said, I think Silva stole the end of the last round with the takedown, a little ground and pound at the end there. And Dvorak knew he had lost that one. He came out hard in round two. He got the takedown, and Silva gets back up. I mean, it is what it is. You're in Brazil, so you're going to have a lot of guys that are high-level grappling tonight because I think half the card is Brazilian. So it's basically like UFC took a bunch of fighters down to Brazil and just paired them with a bunch of Brazilian guys, which makes sense. I mean, it makes sense to use local fighters. You know, you want to have your fan base, your local fan base involved. We got about 20 seconds left. Oh, flying knee from Dvorak. Just misses Silva's head. Wow, that would have been a crazy knockout. But they clinch up, lock horns, go to the fence, back and forth. I'm going to give this one to Dvorak. This one's going to Dvorak. I hope I'm not butchering his name. I hope it's not something else, but it is what it is. We're going to round 3 on this one. Let's do it. Oh, it's a beautiful thing. So, yeah, right now we're at a commercial break, and we have one more round left. And in my opinion, it's going to come down to who wants it more. This is going to be a who wants it more situation. You know, that's what it's all going to be. So, in the meantime, while we're doing this, I'm going to pull up the next fight. We're going to see what's going on here. Let's see what's happening. Let's get a read on the next one. You know, if you're at home right now, realize this is basically the only sports that's going to be on tonight. So, let's get it in. Let's watch some sports while we can. You know, it's a beautiful thing that Dana White even allowed this to be going on, and I'm excited for it. You know, so let's take a look. What UFC like? Who's next, man? Who's next? I'm trying to break down this event right here on the UFC page, and we have started round 3. Silva coming out strong with some strikes early. I think both these guys realize that whoever is going to win this round is going to take this. This is what it comes out to. Okay, so it's Bruno Silva against David Dvorak, and it looks like it's pretty much a pick-em in this fight, which makes sense because they seem pretty even. Who's going to want it more? I would imagine, you know, let's take a look at these guys, what the matchup looks like. This is interesting. If you actually follow UFC.com during the fight, they actually give you the total strikes and takedowns of the fight. I guess Dvorak did not get credit for that takedown. Like I said, I thought that it was Silva that took him down eventually, but Dvorak did get the reversal, but they didn't give him that at all here on the official UFC score. They have it as 3 takedowns for Silva. Silva has his back. And if that's the case, this is trouble for Dvorak. He needs to get out of this. David Dvorak needs to get out of this. He is in trouble. And he does an excellent spin move to put himself into Silva's guard. Wow, Silva was on his back with Dvorak's back. Dvorak spun around so that he was on top, belly to belly, and now both men are up in the center of the octagon, ready to brawl. 3 minutes left. Who wants it more? I think Dvorak's going to have to put some serious work in, and if he wants to get this win. I mean, the way the UFC has it right now, they have the takedowns in favor of Silva, but the total strikes and significant strikes are in favor of Dvorak. So he's going to have to put together an excellent last end of the round here. I mean, I've coined the phrase the 2-minute kill. You know, in football, they have the 2-minute drill. So just based on that, I came up with 2-minute kill. So who's willing to be the killer in the last 2 minutes? Because that last 2 minutes of a fight, that's going to set the tone for the judges. That's going to leave a taste in their mouth. That's going to leave the impression, you know. Big shot by Dvorak. He follows it up with the knee. He's got the distance in terms of the reach on Silva. Silva's really trying. Oh, he eats a big left from Dvorak there. Dvorak is really putting it on strong here. Silva is backing up. Dvorak is coming forward strong. Interesting to see what judging is used here in Brazil. If you know, talk about it in the comments. Let's have a fight conversation about it. Let's see how it's going. We're doing it right here, live, fight conversations. That's how we're doing it. Oh man, this fight in my mind, I have it pretty even. This is a pretty even fight right now. This is a pretty even fight right now, to be honest with you guys. This is pretty even. But I would have to say that in this last 2 minutes, neither guy has done anything significant. Here comes Dvorak with a big left hook, slipped under by Silva. He goes for the takedown, stuffed by Dvorak. They're still fighting in the center of the octagon. Couple knees to the body, one that almost missed Silva's face. These guys, 1 minute left. Who wants it more? 1 minute left. Who wants this win? Who wants the W? I mean, I think personally, it definitely has to be weird for these guys not fighting with a crowd. Like the crowd, couple of shots left and a right landed by Dvorak. He's really, there it goes. He stuffs the takedown. No more takedowns. He finishes it with a kick to the face. Silva just backs out of the range. 30 seconds left. Left jab by Silva. He's keeping Dvorak at bay. He knows he's got those takedowns. He looks tired to me. These fighters look tired. They look like they're trying to find that energy from somewhere. You know, that crowd really gets you going with the adrenaline. And I think that's missing right now for these guys. I really do. I think that that's a big factor in what I'm looking at right here. What happens if we do like this? Is that really a problem? Is that a problem? I mean, I don't really want to hear their commentary, but maybe at least hear the whistle or something, right? You know, you gotta hear something. I had this shit totally mute. How does it sound? Does it sound beat? Well, anyway, we're gonna figure it out. We're gonna learn as we go. That's how we do it here at Fight Conversations. So if I had to say who this fight is gonna go to, well, let's take a look at those stats, how it finished. All right, so 57 total strikes for Bruno Silva as opposed to 83 for David Dvorak, and 44 significant strikes for Bruno versus 76 significant strikes for David Dvorak. So he looks like he's winning total strikes and significant strikes. Takedowns is 3-0, but those numbers are misleading because we know in UFC, like in boxing, it's not a matter of who has the total output that wins the fight. You know, you can have one round that you have a ton of output, another couple of rounds that you don't do as much, and those numbers can be misleading. So in my opinion, this is going to Dvorak because I think that he turned it up from rounds 2 and 3, and in my opinion, he's going to get the win. And we go to the judges' scorecard right now. Let's see how it goes. Unanimous decision, David. Yo, it is what it is. I know what I'm watching when I watch a fight. I see who's controlling the fight. David Dvorak. He did not look good in round 1. As a matter of fact, they had a feel out process in round 1, and at the end of round 1 there, Silva stole the round with that takedown. I think Dvorak really went into the corner and refocused. He came out really guns blazing in round 2, and he followed that up with more output in rounds 2 and 3, and he took home the unanimous decision. I had it for him as well, 2-1. So that's going to conclude this fight conversation segment. We're going to go live again here in a few minutes. We're going to be chopping up the streams because that's the best way for us to do it. So we'll see you back here in a minute. Fight Conversations.